Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition. We laugh every morning. We laugh before the show time of the First Family of Las Vegas' daily free winner show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop. Sports Roll got a great show. We're going to do a quickie today because who doesn't like a morning quickie? We've got two phenomenal. See, Adam's laughing. Adam's laughing in the background. He's young. He loves those morning quickies. I'll tell you right now. Listen, when you get older, let's bring him on. Then we'll talk about quickies. Let's bring him on. Great panel. Jeff Michaels, Adam Trigger. Jeff, good morning. Good to have you back. You were in Vegas for a while. Did not get arrested, but I heard you did get detained. Good for you. How does it feel to be back into normal life?
You know, if you can call 30-degree weather and snow normal life, I'll take it. But I brought home my little bobblehead from my first NHL game, so it was a good weekend. I can't complain. But
did you enjoy the Golden Knights game? Now, which game did you go to?
On MLK Day, they did a 3:00 game against the Dallas Stars. So afternoon game Pacific time out there, and actually caught the flight home that night, so got the opportunity to catch one there before I left.
It is a fun place to see a game. It is a great place to see a game, guys. I'll tell you that. I will tell you this. I hate to badmouth anything Vegas. Not a great place to see a concert. The sound is not good. As you listen to me, don't ever get VIP, which is up top Hyde and that. You can't hear or see anything. You've got to be very low there.
Country music.
Country music is good there because the acoustics aren't as crazy if rock and roll or even pop. Even Justin Timberlake did not sound good there. But having said that, it is a great place to see a game. We always have a lot of fun there. My good friend Mark Chinook is the hype guy. He's the guy that with the horn and runs around and gets everybody hyped up. Guys, you may know Mark. He's also the fight guy for ESPN Boxing. He's also the hype guy for the Raiders. Mm-hmm. And he does some great charity work here in Vegas and Southern Nevada for years. Was it like 8-9 years now?
I think it might even be longer than that.
They've raised over $4 million for local charities, $10,000 at a time. So he does some great work. We love Mark, but I'm glad that you came out to Vegas, had a good time for your first NHL game. I want to say hello to my good friend Adam Trigger, who almost came late. He was getting his hair done. Look at that hair. I make fun of everybody with good hair. Adam, how are you today, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing good. Hair's a little long right now, Joe. I don't, I've been in like 4 different cities in the past week, so I don't have a time to get. Actually, my barber, the guy that does my hair, has been on vacation. That's the other thing too. He's not back until next week, so it's a little long right now.
Adam, I know you know who Dan Kaiser is, and Dan is like me. He's a little follically challenged, but he made a point to tell me he had a haircut the other day. Just got a haircut. I want to punch him in the nose. Having said that, guys, we got a lot of great stuff today. But you know how I start every show. Good morning, honey.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. This is a really good Tuesday. We've got some great things we want to tell you about. I want to do a little bit of fluff today. We got a big Super Bowl party we're going to.
We do.
Now, a couple of years ago, I did a Super Bowl party during the Falcons-Patriots game, and every celebrity in the world was at the party. We had a blast. I had a couple of NFL guys show up. We had a couple of fighters show up, professional fighters from both UFC and the boxing realm. We had a lot of local celebrities. We had a blast. We had news crews from every single local news channel. And I had the Patriots, and as the Patriots are getting buried, they kept coming. And I started giving – we did squares for – entertainment purposes only. And I was giving away memorabilia every quarter. And I was the only person in the country that had authentic Super Bowl footballs signed by both Brady and Ryan. I had stuff by Gronk and, Louise. Who was the running back for Atlanta that game? I can't remember it. You guys are better at that stuff than I am. So I had some great memorabilia, but as I had a big bet on the Patriots. And every quarter, and by halftime, I was half in the bag, guys. I was drinking. And guys, we had a lot of people from other websites just come, and we had a great time. We all can just get a little.
We were there till about 9
We were there till 9 a.m. the next day. But I got to tell you, so by halftime, I was a little in the bag because I was getting killed. And I got weaseled in because all 3 camera crews came in and said, "So, Joe, what do you think about the Patriots? Do you think?" I said, "You know what? I'm so sure about it. I'm going to be betting more right now." So I sent people out with cash I had in the car. I was keep my old car. Always kept cash in the safe in the trunk. And I went, "Here you go. I'm betting. I'm doubling up. Go, go, go." So they went, and boy, did I get lucky on that game. But I'll take a little bit of luck over a lifetime of skill. But having said that, we're going to go to my good friend Jeff Molitz, who is Carrot Top's manager. Great party. We're going to be going there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Every entertainer in town will be there. He gets catered. We're looking forward to that. You guys in town, you want to join us? Let me know. I'll clear it with Jeff. Having said that, guys, I really went to town on Josh Allen yesterday. I know a lot of people are Buffalo fans, and I'm not abusing Buffalo fans. You guys are loyal. My hat's off to you. I said you guys deserve more. But I heard a quote this morning. My father lives with us. He watches movies all night that falls asleep in the wee hours. So when I'm up at 1, 2 in the morning, he had a black and white movie on. And I heard a quote. I went to shut the TV in his room. He had a quote, and the quote was, "You can't turn a donkey into a thoroughbred." I'm going to change that. You can't turn a jackass into a racehorse. Period. He is a fun player. If you want a guy to be on your Pop Warner kids team as a quarterback, he's a great fun player. When it comes to crunch time, he folds like a suit you buy at Kmart. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. Guys, the Raiders are having a garage sale. All right? Here we go. Who's going to stay and who's going to leave, guys? Guys, it is a garage sale. Perryman, Holland, Stidham, they're all worried about who's staying, who's leaving because of money. It's going to be fun because here it is like, what do you call that? The gossip columnists at the gossip papers, rags at the end. You know, the Raiders fiasco just runs rampant here in town.
What's his name comes here instead.
Yep. Now, I do want to who's that? Oh, yeah, a lot of talk about Brady coming here. I don't know, because if he comes here, I give it under 6 weeks before he gets either detained or locked up. Because I've been in this company half a dozen times. I like him, the best quarterback of all time. But I've been in this company a lot of times. And without living in Vegas, I've never seen him walk a sober foot in the 6 or 7 or 8 times I've been in this company. Having said that, I do want to talk while I got Adam and Jeff here. San Francisco, Philadelphia, 2.5, 45. The Cincinnati, Kansas City game moved. KC was a favorite yesterday morning, 1.5. Mm-hmm. It is now Cincy, 1.5. Let me go to Adam first because he may have to take off towards the end of the show. Adam, what's your take on these lines and the line movements?
I mean, so first, obviously, Mahomes, status is key. I think that's the only thing that really matters as it pertains to the number in that game. Joe, I don't really put much stock in the line moves at this time because I don't think the books are going to be that far off. So typically the line's going to move based on maybe percent. Well, it's going to move off of very respected money or an overwhelming amount on one side. And so for me, I typically wait till the market settles in these situations. Last week you saw the Bills got hit early in the week, pushed it up a little bit. But it doesn't. Let's put it this way: by this point in the football season, as a handicapper, your work is mostly done. These are probably not the games that you're going to have a huge edge in, or you're going to I may play one of them this weekend. I'm not sure. It's just they're two great matchups. I don't have a ton of opinion on either yet because I feel like I can't really formulate an opinion on Chiefs-Eagles until I know what we're going to get out of Mahomes, or if I can make a good enough case for Henny, and then I'm sorry, Chiefs-Bengals, and then Eagles-49ers. It's Eagles is going to be the overwhelming public side here, but I've been betting against Brock Purdy this whole time. I still don't know if he's going to be in the Super Bowl. So, I still don't know if I can see him in the Super Bowl, Joe, is what I'm trying to say. So, but do I want to take a position on the 49ers just because it's the contrarian thing to do? I don't know. Again, these games I feel like they don't follow the same rules as I kind of set for myself the rest of the season. So we'll see if I get there with one of them or not. But that's I wish I had a better take. I see the fun thing to do. It looks like is to tease both dogs up again. So you're probably going to see a lot of that. Outside of that, I don't have much else on the football games right now.
Oh, Adam, I did pretty good for the second straight week on the sides. 4-0 last week on the sides. I will tell you this real quick. I was betting. I kept going around town and betting more and more and more on the Bengals today. You guys know I'm not a big Buffalo Bills fan. Just overall, I don't like Josh Allen as their leader. Okay, period. When it comes to crunch time, he makes mistakes. I mean, come on. 30 turnovers, roughly. I know he's ranked 30th in the league in turning the ball over. And I just, I like the situation with the Bengals. I went bet more and more and more. The other day, I happened to be betting some money, and I saw that the Bengals were 12.5 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. So I was a pain in the ass because I couldn't just put a dime on the game. I was like 200 left, came back to me, it's like 200. So I wound up betting it 5 times at 12.5 to 1. I thought there was value in it. Having said that, I do want to say this. Let me play devil's advocate about Purdy. All right. He's not I know he's a rookie quarterback. I get it. Guys, he was a 4-year starter for a Big 12 school. He also has 7 games under his belt in the NFL. Now, granted, the postseason is a whole different monster. But he got 7 games, all wins. He's the most successful technical rookie since Ben Roethlisberger. Having said that, Jeff, what's your take on this upcoming week's game? You want to comment on anything?
Yeah, I've had some success with teasers that Adam touched on. I mean, it's put me number 1 in the NFL this season, so definitely keeping an eye on that one. But, Adam said it nicely, I think. I think the 2 biggest things that move a line at any point in the season is going to be where the money's coming, whether it be public or sharp. And the other thing is injuries. And I think a lot of what we see now is, in the beginning of the week is where the money's coming in. And later we see where the injuries start to come in because you're not going to give anything away too early. But I do think it's interesting in that Chiefs game that I believe it was yesterday. I saw a report that the Chiefs said that they were at least planning on, and their game plan was revolving around the fact that they were anticipating Mahomes to play. And after that comment came out, it almost seemed like that's when the line started to move. So not exactly speculating at anything there. I just thought it was kind of an interesting correlation between timing there. But, I agree with Adam completely. I think the line movements later in the week, especially in the postseason, are going to be a little bit bigger. Right now, I feel like it's kind of just the books adjusting to where the money's coming in and the different angles that they're taking on that perspective.
Thank you, Jeff. I always appreciate your input because you're so knowledgeable and you always appeal to a wide array of sports bettor and sports fan. Guys, before we get into free plays for today, I'm going to switch it up. The rotation was going to be Jeff, Adam. We're going to go Adam, Jeff, just in case Adam has to take off. He has another commitment, if that's okay with everybody. Is that okay with Jeff and Adam? But I do want to say something first. Looking at this panel, it looks like Dionne's the manager and we were a boy band back 20 years ago. And I was the one guy who partied a little too much and started losing his hair, wearing a lot of hats like Donnie Wahlberg and AJ McLean from the New Kids and Backstreet, where I started wearing a lot of hats. They still have their hair and still look good. So we're going on tour now. She's the manager, and I got to wear the hat on stage.
My SMWT boys.
What's SMWT? Oh, I got it. To look at, I'm not very
Takes
bright.
them a while to figure things out.
Yeah, you're gonna figure out where I would bury you in the backyard. Sports fans, Dionne's got a couple of discounts she wants to tell everybody about. Then we're going to get it right into some free plays. And then any questions or comments. If Adam's got a commitment, he's got to take off in a little bit. If he can get to them, we'll run through our free plays, see if we get some questions and comments for Adam. If not, Jeff, myself, and Dionne will answer them. Then later on today at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific. 11 o'clock. See, there you go. Still not smart. She's the brains. I'm the good looks. 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. I'm really batting zero today. 2 o'clock Eastern, I will be on the Sports Memo Today show with Ross Benjamin and Dan. I like Dan. Dan's a nice guy. He's a good host. I like him. So,
and he's got even more hair than Adam does.
You keep hair shit. You're killing me. Yes, I said shit. When it comes to hair, but then again, I want these young guys to know, because everybody else out there knows, that when you lose your hair, it's because you have too much testosterone in your body. Having said that, Dionne's got some discounts. We're going to go to Adam, Jeff, Dionne, and myself. Free plays. Dionne, take it away, darling.
So today is Tuesday, and you know what that means. It only means one thing. $2 Tuesday over at Sports Memo and Wager Talk. Your featured cappers are Joe D'Amico, Ross Benjamin, and Kevin Thomas at Sports Memo. You can get them each for $2 a piece, or the best deal, get all three for just a low price of $5. And our good buddy, Jazz Ray, is over at Wager Talk with his $2 Tuesday play. So make sure you head on over to both sites, pick those up, because for $7, you got 4 top plays from some of the best cappers out there. And also, sorry, I lost my breath for a minute.
I thought I always take your breath away. Go ahead.
We also do have a new discount that just started yesterday. You can get either myself or Joey for 7 days, all access pass for just $59. All you have to do is use code PASS7 upon checkout, and that'll get you 7 days, all access from either one of us for $59.
Real quick. number one capper last 3 days on the 7-day and the 30-day leaderboards over at Sports Memo. All sports profits. I know, like, just in 7 days, $100 bettors are up like 16, 17, $1,800. In that name, maybe even more than that with Dionne. Don't quote me. Put in that range, though. She's killing. I'm the best big game hunter on the planet. $59, 7 full days, all sports. You're doing how many sports right now?
I am doing 4.
4. I'm doing 3. Guys, you're going to get a slew of winners from either one of us or both of us for $118. Can't beat that with a bat. And our good buddy Pavlos, Dionne.
Yeah, so Pavlos does have a big 5% play going off today. And actually, last week, he was 3-0 in 5% plays. So while you're there picking up the $2 Tuesday plays and picking up all of the other winners from all of the other amazing cappers on the website, pick up Pavlos's 5% play in soccer today.
Okay, let's get right into some free winners, and we're gonna start off with Adam today. I'm gonna change your rotation. He may have to take off in a little bit. He's going to get a haircut. He's going to mail me the hair that cuts off. And Adam is one of the most successful handicappers, documented handicappers in this business. He's also one of the sharpest minds in sports betting today. He's become a fan favorite here on the Sports Memo First Family Show, and he certainly is a favorite of Dionne and myself. I know he's a favorite of all of you. He's going to tell you what he's been doing at Wager Talk. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side at Wager Talk. He's got a free best bet for you today. Take it away, Adam.
Yeah, so right now, up on my page, we put up a special earlier today. It's February, but you get the rest of January for free. So go check that out. That's February All Access. No coupon necessary. It's just on my homepage at Wager Talk. Joe, as you know, I've been getting out to a bunch of college hoop games. I've got 3 more coming up this week. I'm going to be at Michigan Purdue on Thursday night. Can't wait for that. Going to see Michigan play number 1 Purdue. I'm back home to go to Siena, Iona. Huge game, pretty much the biggest game of the season for my Siena Saints, Joe. As you know, that's where I went to college, and that could be the decide. It's going to be a game that goes a long way in determining who wins the MAAC this year. My MAC, as you guys know, Jeff's MAC is the MAC, and then we've got, and then I'll be back in Syracuse on Monday night for Syracuse, Virginia. Looking forward to those games. And guys, you know, college hoop has gotten considerably better for me since I've started to focus on the teams that I've seen play. And I just, you know, I was doing it earlier this year, but not as much. And listen, there's so many games on the college hoop board. You have to pare it down somehow. And for me, I just feel like I've got a really good pulse on the teams that I've seen play live. I think you can't really say that for football or baseball, but I really think if you get a chance to go out and sit, close to the court and watch these teams play, specifically these college basketball teams, I do think that you can see things that you don't pick up when you're watching it on TV. And so it's really helped me recently, 12-4 in my last 16 college hoop plays. And I'm gonna try to oppose a team that I watched play live last week, that I bet against last week correctly and won, and that's the Arkansas Razorbacks. So I'm gonna take LSU plus 12.5 here. Listen, let's go back to the beginning of the season first. Arkansas is a completely different team from the team that went to the Elite Eight last year. And this team that was supposed to be a big-time contender in the SEC, I think a lot of that was predicated on Nick Smith and Trayvon Brazile being big parts of this team. Neither has played since December. Brazile's been out since early December. Nick Smith hasn't played since December 17th. And they really haven't been factors at all for this Arkansas team this year. So to me, it's not as surprising for me that Arkansas is where they are, but they still get priced as a team that was supposed to be really good this year. They were one of the sort of consensus picks to win the SEC, right up there with Kentucky and Tennessee. They were the picks that, it was a consensus that it was going to be one of those teams. And so I still think that this Arkansas team is too inflated because of that. And now they won and covered over the weekend, so they're even more inflated. So Joe, this is just a very basic handicapping tip, okay? I have Ole Miss and LSU rated similar. They're both at the bottom in the SEC. My power rating on both is roughly the same. Ole Miss just played at Arkansas on Saturday. They were a 9.5-point favorite. LSU plays at Arkansas today. I'm sorry, they were a 9.5-point underdog. LSU plays at Arkansas today. They're a 12.5-point underdog. I get that Arkansas covered over the weekend, but that was a 10-point game that Ole Miss had a 3-point attempt in late and missed, and then ended up, Arkansas added a bucket and won by 12. I just don't understand where the extra 3 points all of a sudden come from to the number, other than Arkansas covered and now they're going to get more support in the market because this is a team people have wanted to support all year. As I said, Joe, I was at Arkansas, Missouri last week. I bet Missouri. Arkansas sort of just let a 10-point lead slip away, and it goes back to the fact that this team doesn't shoot the ball well. They hit 30% from three, but they take a bunch of them that's outside the top 300 nationally, and they're a poor free throw shooting team. So they will go on these lulls where they can't make shots and they let teams back into games, and that's just not how you cover 12.5-point spreads. LSU, their last win was against Arkansas in Baton Rouge at the beginning of SEC play. They've lost 6 games straight, but I just don't see a 15-point swing to the result of this game. LSU won that game by 3. They're now a 12.5-point dog. They clearly matched up with them well the first time, and nothing's really changed. It's not like Arkansas has gotten players back. If anything, Arkansas is maybe even a little bit worse than they were then, at least in my opinion, from where I sort of have them rated. So, guys, 12.5 points here is just too many, in my opinion. I would have made the line similar to what it was over the weekend with Ole Miss, which was 9.5. I think we're getting great line value, and this is a 4% play for me. LSU plus 12.5. I really like them to cover the number in Fayetteville tonight.
Another premium play released on the First Family Show from Adam Trigger, a 4% play. He says, take the Tigers plus 12.5. Too many points to give this team from a team that is lulling a bit in Arkansas. Great stuff from Adam Trigger. Adam, what do you got going on the premium side tonight and over the next few days over at Wager Talk, please?
Yeah, so I'll be adding other plays for Tuesday. Like I said, great special on my page right now. It gets you all of February and the rest of January for free. So that's basically a free week if you do that. That's probably the best deal I have right now. Like I said, I posted this one for free. If you want additional analysis on the LSU-Arkansas game, I did put it up on my page. And I'll be adding others throughout the day. We've got a great slate of games tonight. There's a couple others that I'm looking at, so I'm sure at least 1 or 2 of those makes today's card, which will be posted as an individual play as well. But right now, the best value that I have is certainly that February All Access that throws in the rest of January for free.
Great stuff from Adam Trigger. Guys, after the show, go over to Wager Talk, go follow Adam, and go read some of his great analysis, because he is one of the best writers. He breaks down a game as good or better than anybody I've ever shared a panel with. He is great. Now, he's got to take off, guys. He's got some other commitments. That's why he batted first today. But I want to wish him luck today and through the weekend. Adam, we love you. And for anybody that missed any portion of Adam's free play, we'll run down all the free plays again at the end of the show. I know you got to take off, Adam. Listen, when your haircut or when your barber comes back, whatever you cut off, put in a bag, over to me. I'll glue it to my head for next week. I promise you. Adam, thanks for coming by. We always look forward to seeing you this Tuesday. Hey, how's my good friend Chris Thurston, CT Bets?
CT Bets is good. He was here a couple weekends ago. We went. It was actually, we were having a great weekend, Joe, and we both needed the Chargers for, I had a 5% play. He had a big play on it. We went to the sports book, and so it was a sour end to what was otherwise a good weekend. I want to Miggy. I see Miggy in the chat. I want to let him know that I will be back in Michigan on Thursday. I'm going to Ann Arbor for Michigan Purdue. East Lansing was good. It wasn't my favorite venue. I'll be honest. Just on a I'll give you a comparison. The Missouri crowd was far better, in my opinion, than the Michigan State crowd. But that is a bigger building. So I didn't mind East Lansing. It was cold. It was rainy, so I didn't really get out. And I was kind of just there quickly. But I am looking forward to Ann Arbor. So, maybe I will be back in Michigan on Thursday night to see Michigan maybe take down number 1 Purdue. But, I've always loved Michigan. So that's all I have for today, guys. Good luck. Jeff, I'll get back to Ohio. Jeff and I are going to get out to like one of the MAC schools sooner or later. So we'll get back to Ohio. But I see him like nodding because I don't think he's a Michigan guy, Joe. I think he's anti-Michigan up there.
Hey, let me tell you right now, you can't even talk about food up in Michigan. You can't talk about drinking anything. You can't talk about crossing the border to Canada because the drinking age is only 18 up there. You can't talk about anything. He doesn't think Michigan should even have statehood. I'll tell you that. But he is a fun guy to hang out with in sports. And remember this: another few months from now, when the spring hits, our boy band is going to do a reunion tour. It's going to be Joe, Jeff, Adam Trigger. We're going to put Moneyline Matt in there because he was the baby of the bunch. He was the youngest of the bunch. We're going to be touring. We're going to have some fun. Adam Trigger, it is always a good time when you're here. And I got to tell you, your good friend Chris, CT Betts, he's become a real favorite of Dionne and myself. So we want to thank you for hooking that up. By the way, Adam, I don't know if you know this, but in a few weeks from now, we'll be changing some things around. Now, Sports Memo is going to be helping me with the First Family Show. It's going to be going on its own, but they're going to be helping us out. So we're still going to have all the guests. Sports Memo, Wager Talk, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun. We want you. You're not going anywhere, Adam. I'm telling you, this is like the mob. Once you're in, leave. So we want you to stick around, but we're going to be having a lot of fun. There's going to be some more announcements about that. But, guys, we're not going anywhere. You're going to be able to see the First Family Show every single day during the weekend, maybe even on some weekends too, if I could get Dionne not to drink so much on Fridays and Saturdays. Some fun. But Adam, we love you, man. We thank you so much for stopping by. Good luck tonight. Good luck this weekend, buddy.
All right, take care, guys. Good luck. Cash the tickets.
Bye-bye. God, I love Adam Trigger. He's one of the best. Guys, we have some fun with Adam always, but he's one of the best cappers on the planet. And, he's always a good time when you hang out with Adam. You can't but laugh and have a good time. Speaking of good times, my good friend Jeff Michaels, who was just in Vegas, we were hanging out. We were having fun. Who was there? We had Hakeem Prophet was there. Your dad, Ralph Michaels, Marco, our fearless leader who signs the checks. Hi, Marco. We had Las Vegas
Teddy.
Chris. We had one of my oldest friends in the business, Teddy Covers, was there. We had a lot. Oh, my good friend Brian
Leonard.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun. What's funny, sports fans, is you don't realize this. Wager Talk and Sports Memo are two different websites, but we are one big family. And a lot of us really know each other. And they've handpicked the selection of cappers that you get on both websites, because it's not only because of the best collection of winning documented cappers on the planet, because we really do get along a lot. Mm-hmm. This isn't like the families that get together like on Thanksgiving, they're fist fighting around the dinner table. We get along. We have a lot of fun, all different types of personalities. But guys, over at Sports Memo Wager Talk, we have the best collection of cappers on the planet. You will find at least one, probably more than one capper that's tailor-made just for you. So, I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I win. I make you laugh. Dionne, winning everywhere. Jeff breaks down a game. Adam, always a lot of fun, but he is the winner. You can have somebody tailor-made just for you. So I want you to know, go find as many a capper or as many cappers you want. Wager Talks about the best collection of cappers on the planet. We are going to be having a lot of fun here for the First Family Show for years to come. I promise you that. I want to talk about Jeff Michaels. He came into town. We had a lot of laughs. It's great to hang out with Jeff. Bottom line, though, is he is all over that Sports Memo leaderboard. He's doing multiple sports right now. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him at Sports Memo on the premium side. He's got a free best bet. Jeff, take it away, kiddo.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, before I get into me, I'll toss back to Ed for Adam's play, too. It was one that caught my eye. That upset win that he said about LSU, they were only a 4-point underdog in that game. So 8.5-point swing in, 3 weeks? But just another note for him. But, yeah, guys, it's been a hot run. Looking forward to the NFL going on this weekend, too. I do have my eye on a player, too. They're number one in the NFL right now, year to date on the season at Sports Memo. So definitely running hot over there. But talking college basketball today, and we've definitely been on a streak there as well. Going over to the ACC tonight for Miami versus Florida State. And, this play very well could make my premium card too. The only question is going to be Isaiah Wong for Miami tonight. He's questionable. He was questionable in the last game against Duke too, and he did end up playing. But so I anticipate him playing tonight, but he's had 2 slower games, and I think this is a great opportunity for him to bounce back. And he's kind of the heart and soul of that Miami offense. And Florida State's kind of been dealing with injuries all year. So, Miami, it's a little new for them, a little more of a concern. Florida State's kind of growing accustomed to it, but it's obviously taken a toll on this Florida State team in a sense. I think this line's just too small. It's one of the shortest lines that Florida State has seen in conference play this year. And outside of that Purdue team that Adam mentioned earlier, this is the best offense that Florida State has seen. And now you're talking one of the smallest lines that they've seen as an underdog. And Miami's dominated defenses of this caliber throughout this point in the season. They're putting up over 87 points per game versus defenses that rank in the bottom 200 in KenPom's rankings. Miami's covered 5 out of their last 7 games. They're 3-1 in the last 4 on the road against their conference opponents. But overall on the year, they're 6-2 against the spread on the road and 7-2 against the spread in conference play. And they've only failed to cover 3 road games in the last 2 years, going a perfect 6-0 against the spread as an away favorite or pick in the last 2 years. And they're winning those games by double digits. Not to mention the Florida State team 0-6 against teams that rank in the top 50 offensively. So I think this line's just way too short, going with the favorite in this one. And I'm rocking with Miami tonight against Florida State.
Great stuff from Jeff Michaels, a leaderboard fixture over at Sportsman. He says, take the Canes plus the points. It's funny, guys. Jeff sent me his game that he was going to put on the show because we make the banners prior to the show starting. And as he was sending me this game, I was looking at going, Dionne, I think I found something for the show today. And Jeff was nice.
He beat you to it.
He beat me to it. And, to the victor goes the spoils. Jeff is doing great work over at Sports Memo. He's an ideal capper to use some of the best customer appreciation discounts on the planet over at Sports Memo. After the show, follow Jeff. You're going to follow him to the bank. I know we got a couple of questions about this game, Jeff. If you could stick around for a little bit longer, Dionne, me, we'll run down our free plays. We'll get to some questions. We'll run down all the free plays. We'll get on out of here so everybody out there can take advantage of all the free winners they got from this amazing panel. I want to talk about the First Lady of Las Vegas because she is doing some great work. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, a leader, number 1, number 2, number 3, all those categories over at Sports Memo. As a matter of fact, as of yesterday, $100 bettors in the last few days were up $1,500. You won again last night.
I won again last night.
You won again. I lost. Thanks, Kansas Jayhawks. Hope you'll get chlamydia. Having said that, Jeff is laughing. Man, I didn't think they were going to lose 3 games in a row. I'll get to that in a minute. This is about Dionne. Stop interrupting me, Jeff. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Sports fans, Dionne is 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, all over those leaderboards. She is doing 4 sports right now. Tell everybody what you're doing, please.
I am doing NBA, college basketball, NFL, and NHL. Now,
if I'm not mistaken, you too swept the board on NFL sides this past weekend.
I did.
Okay. So, it's genetics. I don't want to say we're related. We're not from Arkansas, guys. We're not related, but we've been together so long that we've kind of melded into one person. We don't normally look at the games the same. We don't look at the games the same at all. But sometimes we do come out with similar opinions on the game. But she is doing great work in 4 sports. Now, last few years, you were a top capper in college basketball.
I was.
College basketball. Now, something I don't do a lot of is totals in college basketball. Dionne is killing in college basketball totals. She's killing it in every sport. But once again, man, leaderboard fixture, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, doing 4 sports right now is not easy. So she is perfect. This $59, whether you bet $10 a game or $10,000 a game, guys, you're going to get 4 sports from Dionne over 7 days. Plus, this is the time of year where cream rises to the top, and she kills it postseason. NFL. She's going to tell you what she's been doing. She's going to tell you what you can expect for her on the premium side of Sports Memo. She's got a free best bet. Dionne, take it away.
Thank you. That was very nice of you. And like Joey did mention, I am the number 1 capper the last 3 days at 70% in all sports with $100 bettors up $1,500. Today, I do have 2 big winners in college basketball. I have my NCAA basketball total of the week, which are 5-2 this season, and my NCAA basketball crash the boards winner. Both of those plays will be posted over at Sports Memo right after the show, so make sure you head on over there. And while you're there picking up those plays, use this discount for 7-day all sports access for $59 by using code PASS7 upon checkout. I did win my free play yesterday on the show with a total, and today we're going to go ahead and go with another one today. My free play today, let's go to the Bud Walton Arena as two struggling SEC teams face one another in the LSU-Arkansas matchup. Maybe it's because both teams are missing some key players, but to be quite honest, guys, neither offense is lighting up the scoreboard. The Tigers rank 283rd in the nation in scoring, averaging a dismal 67.9 points per game. They are missing a couple of their forwards, which is crushing them on the boards, hurting any second chance opportunities. The Razorbacks score a bit more, but still are not lighting up the scoreboards, folks, averaging just 75.8 points per game and ranked 326 from beyond the arc, hitting only 30.4% from downtown. While both teams are respectively overall records, they've both been struggling lately. LSU has dropped 6 in a row, both straight up and against the spread. Arkansas is on a 2-5 run straight up, in which they've only covered one of those 7 outings. But one thing both teams can do is play some defense. We saw that in the first meeting at the end of December with the Tigers eking out a 3-point win over the Razorbacks, 60-57, resulting in the game going under the total. As a matter of fact, these two teams have combined to play 13 overs and 23 unders in 2 pushes for this season. Although the total is at 139 currently, I still feel the way both defenses are struggling and the way both defenses have played, this contest will go way under the total here. So I'm going to go ahead and go under 139 in this matchup.
First lady of Las Vegas, killing it with those college basketball totals. Another free winner yesterday.
I
here
did.
on the first
and that
show.
One went way over the total. It was over like 145 I gave it out at, and went up to like, I think total they scored was like 191
Are you
or
serious?
192 or something like that.
It almost
Yeah.
went over twice as much, killing it. She says, Tigers, Razorbacks under 139. She's a winner. You will be told if you follow her. Remember this: 3-day, 7-day, 30-day leaderboard fixture at Sports Memo. She's killing it. You're gonna get 4 sports right after the show. 7-day all access, $59. Use code PASS7 upon checkout. She will get you paid in 4 sports over the next 7 days. I promise you, no matter what you bet, you'll get a nice return on that investment. You know, I did like what you said, Dionne, about the second chance shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I put a lot of stock in. So when you said that, it was kind of funny. And on top of that, I started laughing during Dionne's breakdown. One of our dog who does not leave her, the one that does not leave my side all through the rest of the day, Pai Gao, our craziest ADD dog, does not leave my side. She sleeps with me. Doesn't leave my side, follows me all around the house, even to the bathroom if I have to go to the bathroom.
But as soon as we do
the show, she's underneath there, but she had a scratch and she was itching herself, and her hind leg was hitting the desk, and you heard this. Sounds like us when we're alone in the bedroom. Anyway, Sports Fan, she's a winner. Follow Dionne after the show with that great discount, 7 days, all sports, $59. Use code PASS7. We got a couple of great questions. We got a couple of comments that I find very humorous. I love our viewers. We got the best viewers in the world, guys.
Are they talking about quickies again?
No, they're talking about me being loud. But I love them. I absolutely love them. I'm going to go into a couple of things. Then we're going to bring Jeff back on. We're going to get some questions, comments. We're going to run down all the free plays in time enough for you to take advantage of all these free winners you got from Adam Trigger, Jeff Michaels, Dionne D'Amico, and Joe D'Amico. So let me take it over, guys. Let me talk, guys. My peers in the sports betting industry have given me the moniker. I didn't give it to myself, guys. All right, the best big game hunter on the planet. I'm honored that everybody in this business finds that I am one of the guys that you could really depend on when it comes to big game releases. They give it to me for a reason, because when it comes to big games, Joe D is money in the bank. This Sunday in the NFL, I'm excited and proud to announce I have my AFC Game of the Month in the conference championship between the Bengals and the Chiefs. My NFL Games of the Month, 14-5 this season alone. And that's why I put it out as my $2 Tuesday play. $2 you get this, but really I'm going to put this up again. I want to talk about it again. My good friend Ross, my good friend Kevin, you get each of us for $2, or all 3 of us for 5. And you know what? He's become a real good buddy of ours, Jazz Ray, who's the sweetest guy in the world. Over at Wager Talk, you get 4 big game winners from 4 documented winning cappers for $7. You can't beat that. I do want to keep tooting my horn because you got to pay extra from Vegas for that. Well, as you know, I went 4-0 divisional round with my NFL sides and premium releases last week, 7-2 the last few weeks in the NFL playoffs and on NFL sides. We entered this NFL playoffs campaign a perfect 11-0 with my postseason angle plays. Well, guys, the last 2 weeks, they've gone 2-0, so they're now 13-0. I have a postseason angle play, 13-0, and that's documented, guys. This Sunday, I'm going to have a 10% release. Guys, I'm going to tell you, last year I went 19-4 and 10% releases. I lost my first 10% release a week ago. I stood with the over in the snowstorm at the Bills-Bengals only because I just felt it was still the right side. I know I was all over the Bengals as a big play. You knew that. I was all over every other game. The other side is a big play. But I really did like it. I did drop my first 10% release. I want you to know, never drop back-to-back, and it's never going to happen. I will win this 10% play. You can depend on me for that. So 7 days, all sports, $59. Use code PASS7. Grab that. Follow Joe D this week to the bank. By the way, that 10% play will be up in a few hours. I wrote it up. I didn't want to rush it. It will be up in a few hours. It will be up probably before I do the Sports Memo Today show in a few hours, but definitely afterwards, before I even take time for myself to eat anything, because we've been up since 1 a.m. So having said that, I've got a nice free play I want to talk to everybody about. Yes, guys, despite winning my free best bet on the triple-double show with the Orlando Magic yesterday, I did drop a rare Monday first family free game yesterday. I normally hit those Monday games it's like death, taxes, and Joe's free play on the first family show every Monday. But, guys, save the flavor because I bounced back today with a big free win, a Big Ten action. Jeff loves this. I'm going against his Ohio State Buckeyes. Guys, Ohio State travels to State Farm Center to face Illinois. With all respect to the Buckeye fans out there, guys, I am not impressed with this team's play this season. They are overall a respectable 11-8, but are just 3-5 in conference play so far. Not only that, but they've dropped 5 of the last 6, both straight up and against the spread. And, folks, 3 of those losses came as a favorite against the Boilermakers, the Golden Gophers, and the Cornhuskers. Sports fans, with a big showing here and a couple more league victories over the next few games, Illinois will crack back into the top 25. This is a big thing for them. They want that. It's a very good team. No, they're not very flashy. They're more of a meat and potatoes team possessing an excellent starting 5 and a deep bench to boot. They've got a very talented backcourt that controls the tempo, while their very big, strong front court has the ability to outmuscle opponents' big men as well. This is a team that's won 4 of the last 5, both straight up and against the number, and come off an ugly loss at home against Indiana, in which they were embarrassed, 80-65. Guys, they will bounce back here and make a statement. They will bounce back with a vengeance, make a statement against a league rival. They have also covered 7 of the last 10 at home, while Ohio State has only covered 1 of the last 5 on the road. Take the Fighting Illini, take your bookmakers' money. I know I'm going to hear some stuff from Jeff today because he's a big Buckeyes fan. But, guys, money is money. Now, we got a couple of things. Now, Jeff.
He's shaking his head at you and Adam today.
He's shaking his head at me and Adam. Come on, Jeff. Give it to me. It's okay.
No, it's they're a little better on a football field than they are on a basketball field.
I would say that.
Or basketball court. You know.
Let me ask you this. I want to ask you a question. Justin Fields, your quarterback, right?
A couple years ago.
From a few years ago. Do you think he is a great NFL quarterback? Or has the potential of being a great NFL quarterback?
I mean, I think he's a good leader, and I think he's more dynamic on his feet than he is, obviously some of the other guys in the league. But I mean, he's one of the most successful quarterbacks to come out of Ohio State recently.
What about your current quarterback? Do you think he'll be a great NFL quarterback?
I think he has the stature and the potential to be better than Justin Fields. Yeah, in comparison. I mean, but that's what I think Ohio State plays to a different level in college than they do in the NFL. I mean, you see certain positions, wide receiver, cornerback, I mean, defensive end. We've talked about the last couple of years of Ohio State. But, you're not seeing a whole lot out of these quarterbacks because they don't really play the NFL style.
The systems they're in, the coaching they get, and the training they get that really makes them, as it says a lot about the system. It says a lot about the coaching. You said something about leaders and leadership. Now I want to tell you something. I'm going to keep harping on this Josh Allen. Josh Allen was on the sidelines with several minutes to go in the game. From the opening kickoff, everything went the other way. And you saw his wide receiver on this running up and down, ranting and raving, and Josh Allen with his jacket on, mind you. Oh, it was cold in Buffalo. It's supposed to be cold in Buffalo. Okay? Jeff, he was on the side, didn't say a word, head down. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence went to the side after the game. He congratulated the coaches of the other team. He waited in the tunnel for even the damn towel boy to walk by, give them a hug, and shake their hands and say, good game. Now, having said that, I think Josh Allen has more athletic ability than Trevor Lawrence. I think he does. But he doesn't have the character that Trevor Lawrence has. The class. He's not a class guy. He's never been a class guy. I didn't like him in college. I thought he was a jerk in college. Having said that, how do you feel about that? A guy like Trevor Lawrence who takes a loss with the integrity that he took and waited for every single player. Okay? The other guy's on the practice squad. He came off and he shook his hand. Meanwhile, Josh Allen was on his side while his wide receiver was going up and down, screaming and yelling with his head down like this. What does that tell you about these guys?
I don't know if you're going to like it, Joe, because my one comment that I thought about when I saw that video of Trevor Lawrence was I agreed at first thought. That camera is there before he's there. It almost looks like it was
contrived,
planned. And I'm not saying anything against Trevor Lawrence's character, but I think that that's almost a better story coming out of the locker room than having somebody stand there filming it. If you got a team that's coming out saying my quarterback was there waiting for us, it was a bad loss, he shook everybody's hand, then that's one thing. That camera's set there before he even gets to the point where he turns around waiting for people.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I do think, you know, if it was 100% genuine, yeah, it speaks speaks worlds about, you know, the kind of leadership that Trevor Lawrence does have. That's my only if to the situation.
I'll buy that. All right, still on the same token. Josh Allen still sat on that sideline sulking like a little girl.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there might be a nervous thing for him that he
really?
can't.
Then and you know what? Then he should take an assistant manager's job at Home Depot, where there's a lot less pressure than being an NFL quarterback. I'm sorry. When you sign up, after all, I mean, this is a guy that's played since Pop Warner. When you go through all those years, all the training, all the games, you sign up and you sign that contract. You take responsibility. I'm sorry. I never agree with Charles Barkley says I am not a role model. I don't agree with that. You are the leader of a team. You're supposed to show some class for your teammates, the city that follows you and supports you, and all those little kids out there that look up to you. I'm sorry. It pisses me off when I see people. Charles Barkley was always a loudmouth. He got a friend of mine fired out here because he beat a casino for $350,000. He took sport. He put in bets for the Super Bowl. He grabbed the tickets and he walked away. The ticket teller didn't know what to do. You know, he said, "Oh, don't worry. Every ticket lost." He said, "I ain't paying you. They lost." And he got a friend of mine fired. Charles Barkley's a jerk. He's always going to be a jerk. I am not a role model. No, you're not, Charles. You're always a jerk and a crier. You can play basketball, I'll give you that, but you're a jerk and a crier. You've always happened. You always will be. All right? And I'm glad that you got even fatter in your retirement. You look like Shaq, only a foot and a half taller. Okay? I mean, a foot and a half smaller. Having said that, Jeff, we got a couple of – I go off on my rants, guys, but people upset me. Why shouldn't they upset us? They are role models. I'm sorry. It upsets me. It upsets me. And there are guys – and Jeff made a good point. I didn't think it out about the cameras. There are guys that play to the cameras. There are guys that will sign for kids, no matter who they are. I just read something. You know, hey, Jeff, I just read 3 articles over the last 2 days. Tom Seaver, Stan Musial, and Willie Mays. All right. Willie Mays, arguably one of the 3 or 4 greatest all-around baseball players that ever lived. Stan Musial, one of the greatest hitters that ever lived. And Tom Seaver, one of the greatest pitchers that ever lived. All 3 of them, after subpar seasons for them, demanded a pay cut. All 3 of them. All 3 of them demanded pay cuts. I would love Josh Allen, who can't win in the playoffs, to say, you know what? And Dak Prescott, hey, Dak, let me give some money back. You know why? Maybe we could get some more players around here. Maybe I could learn from some of them. Pisses me off, Jeff. It pisses me off. It pisses me off. You know what? I don't have a problem as an owner telling you, hey, guys, if you throw for X amount of touchdowns or get X amount of sacks, I'll give you a bonus. But if you don't, you know what? You're taking a pay cut. I would put that in every single – let them try harder, guys. Be like Avis, try harder. Having said that, Jeff, we got some comments here. Trig is very proud of that hair, Chip. Yes, he is. But then again, I can't mess with it because I ain't got none. Having said that, Oklahoma versus TCU game thoughts. You got anything? You know, I didn't look at this game.
I didn't even look at this game.
I will tell you. Hang on a second.
I did a little bit. I pulled it.
Did you look
at it, Jeff?
Yeah, I looked it up a little bit. I looked at it a little earlier. I'm sorry. I'm looking over here because I did just pull up the numbers just to double check, so I'm talking right. And, you know, I mean, I think I saw somebody, I think the next comment says Oklahoma with the points. I think that's probably got to be the way I'm looking. I think TCU wins this game. I mean, they're coming off a huge win against Kansas. They beat them by 23 points. They've shot 52% or better in back-to-back games for TCU. But I don't know. That's a lot of points to be laying, in my opinion, against a good Oklahoma team as well. So I think the line's too big that you got to roll with the dog. But I do think TCU is a better team here, obviously.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Miggy, who always, I like this guy. He's always got some is FSU healthy? You know, I knew that as of this morning, and I didn't check because we've been on the air for the last 50 minutes and even prior to that prepping for the show. I did look at this game earlier. I did agree with Miami, Florida, but I think they're still a little banged up. I didn't get any confirmation as to who or what or how long right now.
Florida State still has Fletcher, Bembry, and Gainey listed as out going into tonight. And like I said, Isaiah Wong's questionable for Miami, but he looks like he's probably going to go. He went on Saturday against Duke, and he was questionable.
Miami, Jeff, Miami on the road, juggernaut. How about Joe V? Joe V is always always funny, and we love you, Joey. Adam's mic is blasting, and he says, I don't usually have to turn up when Joe is speaking. Joe, you just made my morning. I want to thank you. You know what? We have the best followers and viewers in the world. So, Joe, you just made my morning. And then Miggy Olsen friggin' Kansas. Now, I will tell you this. I put Kansas up as a paid game last night. I don't lose too many big games, and that was a marquee matchup. It was the biggest game on the board yesterday. I did not think that they were going to lose back-to-back. That would be 3 in a row, right? Correct? 3 in a row because I think they dropped 2 in a row.
So, yeah.
3 in a row because I went back. They didn't lose 3 in a row all of last season. And I didn't think, Miggy, that they were going to drop another game. And I did think they matched up well with that team they played last night. I don't want to mention their name.
Baylor.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention their name.
I thought that was a quote. I'm sorry.
No, I was messing around. I knew who beat me. I always know who beat me. No, but Jeff, you know what? I am not impressed with Baylor. I think that they are. As their schedule toughens against better conference opponents, they're going to fold like a cheap suit. I'm not in love with them. Okay, Wash Redskin, who always chimes in, always bright guy. He's very, very, he knows his stuff. He says he takes off and runs too much. It's the first read isn't there, he runs. I do want to say this, Wash Redskin, about Josh Allen. Now, I'd like to piss people off because it's just an added bonus for being the host of the show. But very, very, very briefly, Ben Roethlisberger never got any smarter as a quarterback. Never got any smarter, okay? He would throw that ball up and take chances when he didn't have to. He could have went down. He could have ran out of bounds. He could have thrown it out of bounds. I think Josh Allen and Ben Roethlisberger had the ability to, physically. I think Josh Allen's the same way. Great, he does have a bit of physical talents. But he's not getting any smarter, guys, and he's not a rookie anymore. He's in the league since 2018, okay? He's not getting any smarter. It takes a couple of years for a very good, and I don't think he was a very good college quarterback. Let's face it. I think, don't quote me, I believe they were like 118th offensively when he was at Wyoming. They just had like the number 4th defense for a little while. So their defense kept them in games. I don't think he was a very good quarterback. I know people in California love him. He was Fresno area, I believe. I know people love him. I know people up in Buffalo love him, but they love to love their team. Guys, are you in love with this team? He doesn't make good decisions. There's a lot of talent on this team. They got smart coaching, but obviously this guy is not a winner. Listen, guys, I'm sorry, Cowboy fans. Dak Prescott's not a winner. He ain't never going to be a winner. People like Tony Romo. He wasn't a winner. Guys are not winners. Guys, the only great quarterback to never win a big game was probably Dan Marino. I read off a slew of guys that were Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson. These guys won Super Bowls, okay? They weren't great quarterbacks. They were in good systems, and the time was right. The situations were right. I don't think Josh Allen will ever win in crunch time. And if he does, it's only because they'll put him around somebody else to lead that team. You are a leader. You're the quarterback. You need to lead your friggin' team. If you can't do it, you know what? Go to the Canadian Football League. That's all I got to say about that. Joey V says he loves us back. Jeff, any closing thoughts or comments before we run down today's 3 plays and then get on out of here?
No, I'm looking forward to this college basketball card today, and I'm looking forward to a big play this weekend for the NFL too. So make sure you guys keep checking back there. I'm sure I'll touch on it again on Thursday, but a lot of good sports going this weekend.
Great stuff. Great sponsor. Dan, can you run down the discounts, and then we'll run down to Ray's free plays. Then we'll get us on out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. So today is $2 Tuesday over at Sports Memo and Wager Talk, and your featured cappers over at Sports Memo are going to be Joe D'Amico, Ross Benjamin, and Kevin Thomas. You can get each of them for $2 a piece, or the best deal is get all three for just a low price of $5. And over at Wager Talk, our good buddy Jay Raz, Jazz Ray.
Jay Raz.
I changed his name.
Jazz hands.
Woo! Jazz Ray is $2. So your best deal actually is to get all 4 big plays for just $7. That's less than a Starbucks coffee, believe it or not. Yeah. So you know what? 4 big plays, 4 great cappers, $7 from both sites. And also, Joey and I also do have an amazing deal that just started yesterday. You can get a 7-day all sports access for $59. All you have to do is use code PASS7 upon checkout. Right now, I am the #1 capper the last 3 days in all sports, hitting 70% with $100 bettors up $1,500. And Joe is the best big game hunter on the planet.
And the sexiest and most savory host on the planet.
That's right.
From now on, I want you to address me as the sexy and savory.
Okay, and the sexy and savory guy over here. So you can get a 7-day pass for $59. And also our good buddy Pavlos has a big 5% play going off today in soccer. Last week, he was 3-0 in his 5% plays. So make sure you head on over to the site, pick up those $2 Tuesday plays, pick up Pavlos's 5% play. Or if you want, get that 7-day all access from either myself or Joe. And also check out all of the other cappers on the pages. See what they have going on. Pick up those plays because we have a great collection of cappers.
By the way, Pavlos's play, I believe, goes off today. So go and grab it after the show. Let's run down the free plays, and then let's get on out of here so you can take advantage of all the free winners you got. Our good buddy Adam Sugar, who's on his way to get a haircut, said the LSU Tigers plus 12.5 is the winner. Jeff, what'd you have for everybody today, buddy?
I got Miami of Florida tonight, -3.
The First Lady of Las Vegas, top capper. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, all over them leaderboards. Dionne, what you got?
I'm going to go Tigers, Razorbacks under the 139 tonight.
And who am I, Dionne?
The sexy and savory host, Joe.
Said take the Fighting Illini -4. Dionne's going to take us on out of here. Dionne, do that, please.
Yeah, so make sure that you follow all of these amazing cappers that are on the First Family Show on Twitter, along with myself and Joe. And make sure you tune into all of Sports Memo TV shows for some free winners and some great betting insights. And on behalf of Sports Memo, Wager Talk, Jeff, Adam, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there.